Hey, I'm Alex Warren, and you're watching the iHeartRadio Ask Anything Chat. Lizette from Plano, Illinois says, how do you protect your heart and your integrity in the music industry? Whoa, what a question. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not really wrapped up in any of the crazy shit. I personally just write songs about my dead parents and I go to bed. So I couldn't tell you. Maya from Eagle Grove, Iowa says, will you be coming to Iowa this year? I have no idea. Am I going to Iowa this year? If I do, you'll find out the same time I do. Dolly from Birmingham, Alabama says, what do you do when you're under a lot of... Dolly from Birmingham, Alabama says, what do you do when you're under a lot of stress and pressure? I typically shit myself, and then I collect myself, and then I push on, because nothing could be worse than the embarrassing video I had in 5th grade when I went into a talent show singing Bruno Mars' Grenade, and I got made fun of to the point where I had to switch schools. So remember that. You could never be more embarrassing than I was in 5th grade.
What a fucking format.
Barbara from Utrecht, Netherlands, sorry if I butchered that. What's your biggest kitchen fail? It would be the fact that I can't operate in the kitchen would probably be the biggest fail. And the most culinary expertise I can really talk about is how the ratio on a Cocoa Pebbles and milk. So, yeah. Coralie from Seville Grove, Australia. Would you do a tour in Australia, specifically Perth, Western Australia? I beg, please, I will be there. Yes, I am planning on doing one next year. I can't say when though, because my label will fucking kill me as I'm talking about this right now. So, but yes, next year, expect it. Maybe at the top of the year. Abby from Atlanta, Georgia says, what's the heaviest thing you've had to carry home? My life. Courtney from Spring Hill, Florida says, hi Alex, big fan. What was your thought process for writing the song? Which song are we talking about? It doesn't say which song. Carry Home. Courtney from Spring Hill, Florida says, hi Alex, big fan. What's your thought? Courtney from Spring Hill, Florida says, hey Alex, big fan. What was your thought process for writing the song? I'm assuming you're talking about Carry You Home. And the thought process behind that was we didn't have a wedding song, so I thought, I'm a songwriter, why don't I just write it? And here we go. Zoe from Lincoln, California says, what is your favorite part of tour? Who's your favorite artist? Will you do a Billie Eilish or Phineas cover? My favorite part of tour would have to be playing the show itself and seeing everyone sing my songs back, and also seeing that people actually showed up, because sometimes I wonder if they would. Who's your favorite artist? It would have to be Louis Capaldi or Noah Kahan. And will you do a Billie Eilish or Phineas cover? I was just singing that earlier today. I don't know if I ever will, but I would love to. It just comes down to me being confident enough not to fuck that song up. Violetta from Queens, New York says, can you tell us a little bit about your early years starting out? Did you travel far away from home to sing? My early years starting out, I was 5. We would do home theater. Starting out, I was 5 years old. We used to do talent shows for my parents. I couldn't play a lick of guitar until I turned 16, and to this day, I still suck at guitar. So we'll see how that's going. And did I ever travel away from home to sing? As far as I could, but that was probably a few miles to the school talent show I was talking about. Cassie from Indianapolis, what was your first job? My first job was teaching kids how to surf at like 15 years old. Jocelyn from Stephenville, Texas says, have you ever gotten to go to Oahu with Cover? Yeah, that's actually one of the first times I met Cover. I surprised her in Hawaii at Sandy's Beach in Oahu. So, yeah. Camilo from Jacksonville, Florida says, which artists have influenced your music the most and how have they shaped your style? I think Noah Kahan for sure has influenced a lot of my music, and Capaldi especially. I think for the longest time I didn't know how to use my voice, and once I heard Capaldi and Kahan's songwriting and everything, it really kind of helped me figure out what kind of artist I wanted to be. So I would say that for sure. Lisa from Raleigh, North Carolina says, what was your first cell phone? My first cell phone was I think it was an LG or Motorola. It was a white, slide up. It had the keyboard like that. It was a white slide up. I forget what it's called, but it was the coolest phone in the fucking world. Shanoa from Brisbane, Australia says, I remember you saying that your mom wanted you to find someone like Cover. Is it just me, or do you see a certain feature that Cover has to match your mom? Also, are you what the fuck? No, my mom was an alcoholic who was abusive. There's probably nothing that I might find in Cover the same. Peyton from Mount Juliet, Tennessee says, what's your favorite color and your favorite sport? My favorite color is yellow, and my favorite sport is eating. Rose from Davenport, Indiana says, is the reason you started music still the same reason you still in music today? I would say so. I started writing music because I didn't know how to share my emotions. Now I'm really good at sharing my emotions, and I write depressive music. So I think we've gone up in the world a bit. Sandra from Burlington, Ontario says, random question, but what is your favorite food? In-N-Out. I will die on this fucking hill. In-N-Out will be my last meal on earth. And if I could, I would eat In-N-Out every single day. Katie from Patchogue, New York says, what song are you most proud of? I would say Save You Seat or You'll Be Alright, Kid. I've written a lot of songs, and I think those two are the best songwriting and production, and kind of what I would say if someone asked me who I am, I would show them those songs. Mary from New York City, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, it says to blank with, mess with.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary, they ain't. Beth from Nashville, Tennessee is, if the answer on Jeopardy was Alex Warren, what was the question? Who's the most annoying son of a bitch in the world? Faith from Porterville, California says, hi Alex, loving the new song by the way. Seeing you live in LA in November. I wanted to ask you, writing a song about your relationship, does it come easy to you or is it difficult? Love you and Cover. It was definitely easy to write about my relationship with Cover. The hardest part was writing things that weren't cringy as hell, which I struggled with a lot. I've made tons of love songs and I've hated every single one of them, and I came home with Carry You Home and just knew immediately that that was my favorite. Caitlin from Sudbury, UK says, what advice would you give to aspiring musicians? Dang, I don't know. I think honestly just try to write things that are real to you. I see this so often where people just write songs because they think it will be a popular record, and it ends up being their least favorite song. I mean, I've done that too, where I've written a song and I thought it would be my best song ever because I thought it'd just be popular, and I now refuse to play that song. So, yeah. Lily from Knoxville, Tennessee says, how do you protect your hearing in the studio and on stage? We have in-ears, so I have custom molded ears to my, and in the studio we use just, noise canceling headphones. But yeah, if you take one out, you get vertigo. So we're trying our best to get that actually. Kelly from Dalton, Georgia says, how far can you throw a ball? Not far enough. Emily from Philadelphia, PA says, one song that will always remind you of your childhood. Oh wow. Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts, for sure. My dad used to play that all the time. Sabrina from Paris, France says, if you could change anything of your past to make your actual life better, what would you change? Nothing. I am who I am today because of everything that's happened to me. Thank you to Romeo and Most Requested Live for having me on tonight to talk about my single, Carry You Home.